Can anybody stop Team Vitality? Where does the superstar Donk and Team Spirit rank in the grand scheme of things? These are the questions we're going to answer today in the Global Gaming Network Power Rankings for Counter-Strike 2. We're going to go through the top 5 teams. Joined with me to go through this journey is going to be our expert. It's going to be Davis Tadlock. How are we doing today?
Doing well. Longtime watcher of Counter-Strike and couldn't be more excited than the scene right now. So exciting time to be invested.
Have to agree with you. So let's walk you through how these work. So the way it works is we've got 2 different metrics. We've got the performance index, which is going to be hard data based on map win percentage, series win percentage, strength of schedule, and major wins. And then we've got the expert analysis layered in through the expert consensus score, where experts have been polled to rank the top 12 teams in order. We then use that data at a 70% hard data, 30% expert opinions weighting scale to produce a nice and round power ranking number for each of these teams. So with that understood, let's go ahead and jump into number 1. I don't think it's going to surprise anyone. It's of course Team Vitality. They come in with a impressive score of 91. These guys are winning everything. They've won the last 5 LAN tournaments. They've also are on a 25-0 win streak currently. ZywOo and Rops frequently in the top 5 players. They completed an ESL Grand Slam. There's not enough we can say about this team, but my question for you, Davis, is there anyone that can stop this team, and who's behind this dynasty? Who's really stepping up for them?
Yeah, so I mean, right now I don't see anybody stopping them. As you said, they're on a 25-game win streak, and they've played pretty much everybody else that is really, really good, and they beat them. So I don't know who's going to stop them. It'll be interesting to see, but who's doing this? It's Apex. It's the entire team, but really Apex, his leadership to me just seems like it's taken over this entire team. You see moments in matches where they're just down and out, it seems, and he's always so passionate on stage and he just brings life to them. So I think he's really the underlying factor that has lifted this team to the top. Obviously you have ZywOo and Rops who are just frying out of their minds. m0NESY and Flames, this team's destined for success. We'll see when the streak ends or if it ends.
Have to agree with you. It's always so cool to see Apex, one of the old heads, still doing it well into his 30s. And you're right, he brings the passion and energy. If this team's not doing well, he kind of lifts them up, and we love to see that. That's what makes them such a strong team and so difficult to defeat. But on that note, let's jump into number 2 on the list. That's going to be Team Flacons, jumping into the top 5 for the first time. After the purchase of m0NESY, this team just looks completely different. They've been taking Vitality to the brink in the grand finals of the last 2 LANs they've competed, all the way to game 5. Of course, you've got Nico, Tessis, Kixin, and Magisk, and maybe a rumor that Kioske could replace Magisk. Davis, can the Flacons actually beat Vitality? What do you think?
I do. I think this roster is still very new from the changes that they made to really revamp this roster and bring m0NESY in. So I think that they can do it right now. I know we've had a lot of rumors going around about possibly Kioske or whatever, however you say his name, possibly replacing someone on the team and coming in. But I think they can do it right now with the team they have. m0NESY, obviously a big price tag that was attached to his name, clearly showing that he's been very valuable to this team, putting them in back-to-back grand finals. And I mean, they have the experience needed. They have Nico, who's a 17-time LAN champion at big events. They have Magisk, who's a 4-time major champion. I mean, these guys, they have experience. They can get it done. I think it just takes a little bit more time.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to see how things pan out for them, if they'll continue to get better. And if that team change will come through, I feel like that'll completely shake up the scene. So we'll see how that changes the roster in our next power ranking update. But of course, we got 3 more teams to go through. Number 3 on the list is going to be m0NESY. Now, m0NESY have been so consistent. They've got a power ranking score of 68 for a reason. They've got consistent top 4 finishes. They've even finished in the grand finals, losing to Vitality in the last 2 times they reached. That seems to be a common trend, losing to Vitality for these other teams. But they actually got 3-0 in 1, but the next grand finals took Vitality to game 5 once again. So m0NESY's on the uptick. I think Torji, probably an underrated opper, probably number 3 in the world behind ZywOo and m0NESY. But Davis, what's the secret to m0NESY's consistency? What makes this roster so good?
I think the secret to it is just how even and how well-rounded this team is as a whole. I mean, you look at a lot of teams around the Counter-Strike landscape and you see maybe like a superstar who's got a cast behind him that kind of supports him fully. I mean, this Mouse squad is just so well-rounded. You see Torji popping off. The next map you might see Zerjan, you might see Jimfat. Brolin has his matches every once in a while, and Spinks is popping off too. So I just think they have a really nice formula here of players that can all step up and perform at any given moment, and they've all been doing it. They all play really well together, and they're one of the most consistent teams, I think, in the scene right now. So I think they're very deserving of this third spot.
Okay. Yeah, Mao's looking very good, very consistent, like we mentioned. We'll have to see how they fare when every single good team is in attendance. It feels like that's typically when they finish third or fourth to Falcons and Vitality, but we'll have to see. I think this team, like you said, has the chance to upset one of them. Let's move on to our number 4 spot. This will answer the question I asked you in the intro. It's going to be Team Spirit. They come in with a power ranking score of 66. They did win the Shanghai Major at the end of last year, but these results don't take that into consideration. This is just the last 3 months of results. And in the last 3 months, they've looked a little bit shaky. I feel like Donk and Shiro still popping off, but the rest of the roster kind of need to step up to their level. But Davis, what do you think? What's been tripping up Spirit as of late?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think Donk and Shiro, no question, are superstars. I mean, Donk so far through this year has a 1.46 rating, which is absolutely tremendous. I'm not sure if there's ever been a player with this amount of games played with this average of a rating. It's absolutely insane. So shout out to Donk. He's clearly a superstar. But I just think his supporting cast has slipped a little bit this year, especially since the Shanghai Major. And I think this team's in a really difficult spot to judge because of that. I mean, we know they're capable of performing at the highest level and winning majors, but they just haven't really been doing it the last couple months. They also haven't played many games. They have the least amount of matches played versus any other team in the scene right now in our top 5. So I think they're in a really difficult spot, but I think that they have the roster and capabilities to really rise to the occasion.
I have to agree with you. It kind of feels like everyone else is also getting better. That might be one of the things that makes it difficult for Spirit to rank in this power ranking is the 3 teams above them seem to be on the uptick while they're on the downtick. So we'll have to follow their progress and see how they do in these upcoming major tournaments as well. But let's go ahead and round out our list. It's gonna be the Mongols in the number 5 spot. They've got a bit lower of a score coming in at 52. This team has been up and down all year long so far. I mean, they've got a lot of talent, 910 and Techno, I think some standout players, but they're not always on. Davis, what's the ceiling for Mongols, and what's the key that they can fix their inconsistency?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the ceiling is for them right now. As you said, they've kind of been really hard to judge. They've been up and down. They have managed to secure 3 top 3, 4 spots so far in their big events this year, but they also have had a few early exits that really hurts their resume as well. I think 910 is a tremendous AWPer. He has been for them in years past, but I do think he has slipped a little bit this year and showed a little bit of inconsistencies. And that really kind of goes across the board to their whole roster when I look at m0NESY, Blitz, Techno, kind of all of them. The only player that I see that's really still shining to the same level that they were in previous times is Senzu, the rifler. But I think this team is still very talented, and I think they are very well deserving of this 5th spot with their placing so far through this year. Even though they have had a few early exits, they've been in the mix for multiple events, so I think it's right to put them in.
Okay, and I know that one other member of our office, Kepley, shout out to you. He's a huge Mongols fan. He's going to be excited to see that they made it into the top 5. To round out some other spots, of course, we've got like Aurora, Na'Vi, and G2. It's hard to place some of these teams in the top 5 with, of course, recent roster changes and a little bit shaky results as of late. But congratulations to the top 5. If you've enjoyed the Counter-Strike Global Gaming Network's Power Rankings, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the video. We've already done one of these for the VCT Americas. Check that out in the description or down below. We've also got more of these coming on the way for Call of Duty and League of Legends. As always, keep your eyes on the major tournaments for Counter-Strike. We've got Dallas DreamHack coming up, as well as the Austin Major, so plenty to be excited about. But just want to say thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next video.